Does this sound familiar to you? It's no big deal. It's just a piece of fabric. It's just a few dollars. It's just, etc. Why make a big fuss about it? Iterations of these insensitive phrases may have been echoed throughout your whole life. When that happens, what do? This story is about a daughter disregarding the importance of her mother's wedding dress and tearing it apart for her own use. Today's tale. Am I the antagonist for not paying any more towards our daughter's wedding after she cut pieces off her mother's wedding dress for her own? My wife made her wedding dress with her mother. It's very sentimental to her and she was very proud of it. It was simple but freaking gorgeous. She has always said she would love for our kids to wear her dress at their wedding. We have 3 daughters, 34, 30, 25, and 1 son, 28. My wife made it known that the dress was not to be altered except to be taken in or let out so it could be kept and reworn. Our youngest daughter didn't wear it. Our daughter-in-law wore it for their reception, and our son held it up against him for some pre-wedding bridal pictures so he wasn't left out. He totally rocked it. Oldest daughter wore it for her wedding. We've offered some financial contribution to all our children towards either school, a wedding, or a house down payment. Olivia has asked for help paying for her wedding. The wedding is in the beginning of August. A few months ago, Olivia asked my wife if she could use the dress for her wedding, and my wife gave her the dress so Olivia could get it fitted with plenty of time. Tuesday, Olivia asked me to go with her to pay some vendors. One of the stops was a tailor shop for a final fitting and pay the seamstress. Olivia was really nervous and I figured it was just usual pre-wedding jitters and excitement. The dress Olivia came out in was not at all her mother's dress. It was a completely different dress with parts of her mother's gown added to it. She took the straps, the sash, the train, and the embroidered top skirt and had it added to this new dress. I was befuddled for a bit and then asked what the hell this was. Olivia's reasoning was that she was the last of our kids to get married, and there wasn't anyone else to wear it, and she made sure to instruct they keep the original dress to be returned to her. I told her that's not the same. She knows it, and the dress was never hers to do with what she wanted. I asked the seamstress for the rest of my wife's dress, and had Olivia tell my wife in person what she had done. My wife was devastated. I have since cancelled the payments I made that day and told her I won't be paying another cent to her wedding. She and her fiancé can figure it out. Our youngest daughter thinks I've gone overboard knowing Olivia planned her wedding with our help in mind, and without it, she can't finish paying for everything. Olivia's future in-laws also agree with that. They can't afford to help and suggested I should pay, and then we just go low contact with Olivia. I've told them both that Olivia took something irreplaceable from her mother for her own vanity. I know we originally offered help with the wedding, but I think Olivia's actions weren't cancelling that offer. Am I the antagonist? It's extremely presumptuous and short-sighted of Olivia to simply assume that things only have practical uses and hold no sentimental values. But even disregarding all of that, you should ask for permission before altering someone's items. What do you think? Here is some additional information. Just wanted to address a misconception. We have not gone low or no contact with Olivia. Her in-laws suggested it, and that is insane. My wife's initial reaction to finding out Tuesday was to not go to the wedding. That was said in anger and not a done deal. It'd probably depend a lot on Olivia's handling until then as well. Taking her dress she paid for would hurt our relationship with her just as much as not paying for anything else, which is why we are discussing our options and skimming comments for things we have not thought of and are doable. For those saying the dress wouldn't be worn again anyway, my wife has this to say. It's not about whether or not it would be worn again. If none of my children asked to wear it, I still would keep the dress for me. My mother taught me everything I know about sewing. We spent months picking out fabrics and doing trial and error on practice dresses as we made mine. It was mine. It was my one prized possession that held incredible memories for me. I have thought of having it put in my casket with me, because once I'm gone, the person it mattered to is gone. However, I would have worn it again. Our 40th anniversary is in a couple years, and I was very much looking forward to recreating our photos. It may seem like I'm choosing my dress over my daughter. I'm not. It is her deceit, indifference, and her blatant lack of remorse that I am hurt most by and having a hard time with. It is the underhanded ways she thought to address the issue. It is the fact that she will not apologize and have a conversation with me, but is only worried about the rest of her wedding items being paid for and pinning it until after her honeymoon. I did not raise her to be like that. I would have loved to help her make designs for the dress she picked out if she had asked, and she knows this. I have never denied her help in her life, nor has her help come with conditions. Today we'll take my wife's dress to the seamstress that has the Franken dress to see what can be repaired. My wife has said the sash and train are most likely lost, as the fabric of the gown was cut and the seams was undone properly. Unfortunately, even if it can be restored or parts of it, Olivia is currently not wanting to give up the dress after the wedding. She wants to keep hers and is imploring her mother to understand since she kept her wedding dress for so long. We don't want to lose our relationship with our daughter, but we both agree there needs to be consequences, and there isn't really any moving forward if Olivia isn't willing to budge on anything. And here's the update. After posting, my wife went to the seamstress shop and had the pieces of her dress removed since Olivia refused to have taken them off and returned after the wedding. This caused an upset with her daughter when she found out. Our future son-in-law came to talk to us afterward to get our side of the story. Regrettably, Olivia was not honest with them about the situation and had told him my wife was upset that Olivia took too many parts of the dress. He was not aware she lied to get the dress in the first place and was avoiding her mother. As it turned out, he got involved after two of her bridesmaids dropped out at the same time, and he was getting conflicting stories from her and them. Olivia had used their phones to cancel plans with their respective boyfriends, so they could be free for last-minute plans Olivia made for her bridesmaids. According to Olivia's friends, her personality has changed over the last few years when she got a promotion at work and had an assistant and a team working under her. A week and a half before the wedding, son-in-law asked if they could come over. He got Olivia to talk to her mother and she apologized. She explained why she did what she did. She wanted similar pieces on her dress, but the cost was going to be too much. It was cheaper to add parts. Olivia has said she feels a need to keep up with some of the other women she works with and has a hard time shutting that personality off. She has started therapy and will be changing jobs to a different company. We did not pay more towards the wedding. They agreed to have the catering they could afford on their own, and families potlucking the rest. They also came up with a solution for music and decorations. This way, my wife can get what she needs to repair her dress the best she can. The parts that are not able to be put back on her dress, my wife is using them to make photo album covers for each of our kids. As for Olivia's dress, my wife spent the time leading up to the wedding making new pieces and attached them to Olivia's dress herself. It'll be a while before we trust our daughter again like we used to, but we're on the road to recovery. The wedding was a lot of fun, and Olivia and our newest family member seemed to really enjoy themselves. Thanks again everyone for the support. That's probably one of the better endings one could hope for. And good to hear that Olivia is showing remorse and trying to make amends. Understandably, it will take some time to trust her again. What really bothers me is that, and this isn't just pertaining to the story, is when people fail to understand that what is considered trivial is extremely subjective. What one thinks is disposable is almost like a family heirloom as we've seen in this story. Anyway, what do you think of this story? Let me know. And that's a wrap for tonight. Be sure to visit us next time. And if you want to, leave a like and subscribe.